Welcome back. It is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We are shining a spotlight on women's health here on Mornings with Maria. A recent Hologic Gallup poll shows 90% of adult American women recognize the importance of regular health screenings, including screenings for cancer. But a stunning 43% said that they have missed or postponed those appointments due to anxiety, lack of information, or difficulty finding the time. My next guest leads a pioneering company behind some of the most cutting-edge research and machinery in women's health, and it is saving lives by catching and treating conditions early. Joining me right now is the chairman, president, and CEO of Hologic. He is the chairman of Illumina as well, Steve MacMillan, with us. Steve, great to see you.
Great to be here again, Maria.
Congratulations on all of the innovation coming out of Hologic. We've talked to you for so many years and watched your company grow and grow and grow. During the COVID years, you were able to strengthen the balance sheet.
Oh, very much. You know, our response by being one of the world leaders in pivoting our entire business to make the molecular tests for COVID, it did the right thing for the world. It also, by the way, kept our employees coming to work every day when much of the world shut down. And that cultural difference for us, I think, has been huge, including myself. I was in the office with our teams every single day through COVID because we were making the tests. And what that's done is it's created also financially a much stronger platform for us. We also placed a whole bunch of Panthers around the world, which is what runs our molecular test. And that now is allowing us to strengthen all of our businesses.
And you made a big acquisition announcement this week, which I'm going to get into. But tell me about the technology leading the way in artificial intelligence. You've got new developments here with AI and how AI is able to track and spot, identify cancerous cells.
Yeah, because if you think about, especially it being National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the magic for AI in mammography, it's really image detection. And so we have pioneers our Genius AI detection. I'll give you two quick numbers on it. One is, with the AI version of reading mammograms, we are picking up one additional cancer for every 10 that is picked up by the human eye. So when radiologists are reading these, now you add AI, we're picking up one additional cancer. And again, you get those early. More importantly, either way, they're both incredibly important. We're seeing a 70% reduction in false positives. So if you think about the false positive, right? You have a mammogram, the radiologist sees something a little questionable, they call you back, they want to bring you in for a biopsy. We're seeing 70% of the time those aren't needed. So the reduction in cost, the reduction in just the mental effect of women and having to take off work to go in and do another.
And the anguish and uncertainty.
Everything. Absolutely, because it's usually weeks from when they call you to when you actually get the biopsy appointment. And so those are the areas that AI really can be dramatically beneficial for human health.
That's incredible that because of AI, you're catching more. I mean, one additional for every 10. You made a major announcement of an acquisition this week on Monday, the purchase of Gynesonics for approximately $350 million. Gynesonics is a privately held medical device company which does minimally invasive solutions for women's health challenges. Tell me what this company brings you. The company actually launched the first FDA-approved medical device for intrauterine imaging and treatment without incision. Steve, where does this take Hologic, and give us a sense of how important this deal will be for your company?
Sure. I'll start with what it does for women's health and then by extension what it does for the company. Think about it, about 77% of all women will experience fibroids at some point during their childbearing years. Right now in the United States, there are roughly 600,000 hysterectomies every year, largely linked to the symptoms of fibroids, excessive menstrual bleeding, the pain, or frankly, the fibroids themselves. What Gynesonics bring is an incisionless technology that uses both ultrasound and radiofrequency ablation to go in through the uterus and actually get rid of the fibroids with no incisions. Simple thing. Hysterectomies take 6 to 8 weeks to recover from. This is a fast recovery. It's a technology we're incredibly excited by that, A, we think it's going to make a huge difference for women. Every time we make a big difference for women, it also helps our company get stronger.
Can fibroids be deadly?
I wouldn't say deadly, but they totally affect women's reproductive, the ability to, have children and everything else. And it's really the debilitating pain. And what so many people don't understand is excessive menstrual bleeding is oftentimes really a symptom of fibroids. So they don't think about them necessarily together. And so often, and what's really annoying when you watch the way we treat so many things is, if it's a woman, we just rip an organ out. I can guarantee if there were men experiencing these symptoms, we wouldn't have 600,000 hysterectomies a year.
Wow.
We'd be a lot more conservative,
Yeah.
right, in taking out organs of men than we are of women. And I think I've seen that in my 11 years at Hologic now, the disparities still between how we treat male conditions and how we treat women's conditions.
That's really interesting. And I know the fibroids can be painful. When do you expect this deal to close? Is this a next year?
We would hope it'll be in the first.
Additive?
We would hope it'll be in the first half of 2020, calendar 2025.
Investors, I was reading a few analyst reports. They're waiting for some guidance. What kind of earnings growth looks like in the year ahead? You want to give us a sense of your vision for the upcoming couple of years?
Yeah, we'll see where we go on that. We give our official guidance in a couple of weeks, so I don't want to get too far out in front of it. But we're really proud of the track record we've generated over the last 10 plus years. We have averaged over 10% EPS growth over a 10-year period.
Wow.
And that's something we're really proud of, and just so proud of the team that makes all that happen.
And you've noted the private sector making strides over the public sector in terms of solving challenges for women's health. I mean, that's really where the innovation comes from, the private sector.
Completely. I go back to when COVID hit the world. Who led us out of it? It was the private sector. It was us who pioneered the test. I was on with you in March of 2020.
That's right.
When we first got
You're right.
I remember it to this day because it was the day California shut down.
Yeah.
And we had just gotten cleared our first COVID test. It was the private sector that developed the COVID tests. It's the private sector that developed the vaccines. And I am a firm believer it's the private sector that leads everything, and not government funding and trying to pick industries and winners and losers. It's the power of the private sector.
Are there more acquisitions on the way?
Oh, yes. We, nothing imminent that we can talk about, but I would say our pipeline is probably fuller today than it's been over the last few years. I think a combination of our balance sheet being very strong and valuations coming back into some reasonable expectation.
Great. What a great growth story at Hologic that you've been leading now for so many years. Steve, great to see you.
Maria, thanks for having us. It's great to see you again.
Thank you. Steve MacMillan joining us.